Foul Tarnished. In search of the DLC. Look no further, for thy time has come.
At long last, we have our first look at the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. And boy, does it look incredible. I can't not make a video about this. Elden Ring is an amazing game. Absolutely incredible. It's a masterpiece. I've been working on a Dark Souls 3 video, but this is a huge development for Elden Ring, so I had to do this video. I wanted to just look at the trailer and kind of just share my thoughts on, what we see here. I'm not a lore expert by any means, so any of the real deeper lore implications of things here, I don't really know. I'm just going to be pointing out just the things that I noticed, interesting references, possibilities of things, and just some other assorted observations. But I feel like there's so much hype, it's already everywhere. I just wanted to share my thoughts. So let's get into it. First, I have to mention this sick-ass kick move. It's so cool, and it's actually interesting. It implies that there may be new, physical moves that don't require a weapon. Some might speculate that it's an Ash of War, but the character isn't wielding any weapon. There's no weapon, so nothing to put an Ash of War on. So there's interesting. Is there this new addition to the physical combat system? I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I'm intrigued. Oh. Look at you. Yeah, this guy. This thing is just like a big Wicker Man creature. Really, all I have to say about it is that the face kind of reminded me of Solaire of Astora. That's really all. I just thought I'd mention it because it's very prominent. Really cool. We're not going to talk about this guy. So the Morgott/Serosh creature, this thing is really interesting. Honestly, this to me was one of the most intriguing things in the trailer. There was so much, but this thing really stood out to me. So we see here that he grabs his lower jaw, if this even is his real head, because looking at this, the way its head moves is really strange. Future me here, just thought I'd point something out that I noticed while I was watching the video back. There's two dudes. They're standing on top of each other. This is so interesting and makes this boss even more intriguing to me. Yeah, just thought I'd say that back to me. I'm imagining him using his hands, like he's using one hand. It's like a puppet. He's got one hand in the head and then another hand on the lower jaw. It's really interesting. I really have no idea what's going on with this thing. This, to me, was one of the most interesting creatures, and I really don't know what else to say. I don't know if there's any lore explanation, any hints to what this character is, but man, does he look really cool, and it's just very interesting what's going on here. I really like it. Now, of course, I have to talk about Miquella. Or at least this must be Miquella. Maybe it's more obvious than I'm realizing, but this just looks incredible. I'm so excited for this. I love the design, the long, lanky limbs. I love really long, spindly limbs. In my own fantasy world that I've been creating, that's a huge thing, is like big, long, spindly limbs. This just is music to my eyes. I love this design. It looks so cool, and I'm so excited. And then there's, of course, this wing attack, which looks awesome, but don't really have anything else to say about that. But yeah, there's so much more I could say about this, but there's a few other things I want to touch on. I don't want to make this a long video, so I'm just going to skim through my last few thoughts here. Now, this thing was really interesting because immediately it's very reminiscent of Orphan of Kos, especially that weapon. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It's awesome. But my friend also pointed out an interesting thing about the arena that this thing is in. It's almost identical to Dark Eater Midir's. Once again, look at how similar. So this thing is kind of like a mix of Dark Eater Midir and Orphan of Kos. But it also greatly resembles the mythological creature known as the Knuckleavi, which is really interesting. And actually, if you've ever seen any of Vati Vidya's Souls art competitions, also published a book called Souls Arts with all the art. One of the proposed bosses for Elden Ring was a Knuckleavi. So it's really interesting that something like that is going to be in the game, and I can't help but wonder, are they going to call it a Knuckleavi? They'll probably come up with some other name for it, who knows. But really, really interesting. One of the last things I want to mention is this guy, who literally looks like Havel. This armor set, I'm really excited. This literally, it just looks like Havel. So I'm psyched for that. That looks really cool. Yeah, and with that, I think that's pretty much all I want to say. You know, I mean, there's so much more. There's so much, and there's a lot of other gameplay things and lore stuff. But this is just the things that I noticed and like that I formulated thoughts on. Everything else, I was just kind of like, whoa. So, yeah, this is just, I'm so excited, and I think everyone is just so excited. It's awesome, and I'm really happy because I didn't get to go into Elden Ring blind. I never had a console until just last year, and by the time I got it, I'd already seen so much content around Elden Ring, so I'm so excited to be able to go into this blind just like everyone else and experience it for the first time with everyone else, and oh, it's so exciting, and I just think this is incredible. So I'm so happy that we finally get a look at what's in store, and it's really awesome. And yeah, I mean, you know, maybe I'll make more content talking about this stuff. I don't have any way to record stuff on my console besides just little clips, which is how I'm making the Dark Souls video, and I might make a Elden Ring video. So, you know, maybe there's some more stuff there, but I would like to do more FromSoft stuff because I absolutely love FromSoft games. Their art design, their level design, the gameplay, the bosses, everything is the music. So I definitely plan on making more FromSoft related videos, and if you want to see more of that, please stick around because I would love to become a little more ingrained in the FromSoft community. It also takes a lot to make these videos. Like, I've put a lot of time into just this video, and it's only like a few minutes. And I'm putting a lot of time into the Dark Souls video as well. So any support towards this type of stuff would be great. If it doesn't get a lot of support, then I know, okay, I won't keep putting all my time into this. Because it does take a lot of time, and I have a lot of things that I'm trying to work on outside of making videos. And so with that, I'll leave it here. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time. It's probably gonna be a while before my next video comes out, but whatever. We're just having fun. My next video will be when the DLC comes out in June.